So it started as a company called Reincarnation Clothiers in 2009, and we repurposed used clothes by deconstructing them and then reconstructing them in new ways to produce, new clothes and new styles, and then those were sold in a high-end fashion. And it was myself and a partner of fashion design background, and we were very interested in this project because it was reusing old materials, preventing waste from going into landfills, and it was environmentally friendly, the whole lot. However, the problems that we found with it is there's only so much you can do with clothes, and we wanted to have a broader focus. And so we took some time off to kind of regroup, and we came back in September of 2010 with Reincarnation Outfitters, which has its broad focus mission of using repurposed industrial materials to produce high-quality goods. And we kept it broad and open like that because we still pledge allegiance to our clothiers past, and in fact a lot of those designs have been what's been funding us so far. And it also allows for room and growth in a variety of different ways. And so what we're exploring right now is repurposing billboards to produce outdoor goods like tarps and tents, both camping tents and lean-tos, and also festival and shade tents, and also grocery bags. So I can pass this around in case none of you have personally encountered a billboard. I have little samples right here so you can see the kind of weight and texture that we're dealing with, and it's really high-grade stuff. And so if you are familiar with the blue tarps, for example, that you can buy at Home Depot for $5 or so that are really cheap and they break the first time you use them, we're able to sell our tarps of comparable size at a comparable price point to these, but they're a lot better quality and they're a lot more durable, and it's not a material that's been produced just for the sole purpose. It's a material that's being used other than its original intent. And so that kind of draws me into the mission of Reincarnation Outfitters, above and beyond those of sustainability and a green focus, and that we have two main pillars that we stand for. And the one is we want to commoditize the environmental industry. When I say this, I don't mean to say that we want it to be cheap and undervalued like a lot of commodities are, but I want it to be an environment that's available to every man. And so I don't want somebody to have to pay $50 for a tarp or $30 for a grocery bag just because it's been made by a small environmental boutique. I think that it should be priced comparably so that anyone can take advantage of these new trends. And so that's what I mean when I say we want to commoditize the environmental industry. The other main pillar of Reincarnation Outfitters is that we want to focus on the triple bottom line, and everyone forgets. I know that's a catchphrase right now, but everyone forgets that there are the 3 points. The one point, of course, is the price and the profit, and we're going to be a for-profit company. The second point is the environmentalism, which I've already touched on, and the third point is the people. And with the business model we're operating under right now, it's very labor-intensive, and it's probably not as efficient as it could be, but it's creating jobs in America in an era where jobs are really needed. And so based on current projections, for example, we'll be able to hire 4 people within the first year, and if all goes as planned, up to 100 people by year 4. And so we have talks, and we're in planning stages with that as well, to try to work with some welfare agencies on being a job placement position for some people who are trying to get on their feet again. Excuse me. And so this is how we're focusing on the triple bottom line, and this is the main mission of Reincarnation Outfitters. And so I think that's all I'm going to say on the subject right now. Was that clear? Does anybody have any questions?
I have a couple questions. If you were given $500 specifically for your business, what's the first thing that you would do?
Honestly, the first thing we would need to do is buy more supplies.
Will you just repeat that?
If I was given $500 right now, what would I do with it? And I would buy more supplies. We're out of billboards, and if we have nothing to sell, we can't make any money in the future. So.
What about 5,000?
$5,000 would be a sufficient amount to open a tree production facility and hire our first worker, as well as purchase those supplies. And I think this lends to the question you asked of the consultants, and that is something along the lines of, should you work towards revenue or should you work towards fundraising? I want to talk about Reincarnation Outfitters.